Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. To all of my returning subscribers, hey, how you doing? And for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Kick your feet up, subscribe to this family-friendly channel, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Also follow me on Instagram at the same profile name, officialbunne_e, so you don't miss the sneak peeks of what's coming up next. I give my review and discussion questions at the end. No need to dig around. All of the minute marks are in the comments. It's all coming up next.
So tell me why you're here.
I wanted us to come because we had been through a family incident in 2006, and it has never been talked about. My cousin Carla have a son named Shaquana. She wanted to have a birthday party. I agreed to have it at my house, and while we were preparing for the party, we were home invaded by some gunmen. Carla and Shaquan, they didn't survive.
Your cousins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shantara was shot in the neck. Shantara's son, Tony, was shot in the head, and he lost his eye. Shantara's daughter, Shanteria, was shot in the head, and myself shot as well.
It wasn't just random people off the street that pick and chose your house, right? Who were these people?
Like it was my house, and I was dating a guy who was a drug dealer, and they was looking for him to rob him.
Guilt by association. The two children were the two that got shot in the head.
Yes. Both of them, we know that they will have some disability issues. Tony's more severe than Shanteria. She just doesn't have part of her skull.
Wait a minute, she doesn't have part of her skull?
Yes.
And your son, what does he think happened? Does he know?
He knows he's been shot. He knows that's the reason why he doesn't have two eyes anymore.
He doesn't have two eyes?
One is a prosthetic.
Ah, I saw a tape he did just the other day.
I hope that this can really close up and me not to think about it again, because it's really been traumatizing.
And that's what I put on here. The medicine wheel brings the energy of life and love, the universe, from the four directions, north, south, east, and west. So I think this is y'all's healing wheel. You got to tell me why your children weren't present in your home for a children's party. You got to tell me that straight up.
Well, my oldest daughter, she would have came later. My youngest daughter, every weekend she always go to her dad.
But I want you to consider what it must look like and feel like to your sister that you having a children's party for the cousin. The cousin and the child get killed, her children get maimed, and your children weren't there. I mean, I'm just saying. How do you take full responsibility if you've never had the conversation?
I didn't know how.
Okay. What do you regret?
I regret that the whole incident happened. Everything all stems from me
How?
because of my lifestyle.
Lifestyle. Talk to me about a lifestyle.
Living a street life, being involved with guys who were drug dealers. I used to be a stripper for 9 years.
A stripper?
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Ann, let me rewind for a moment. You're dating a drug dealer. You was a stripper for 9 years. How do you come from this lovely Caribbean mother? I don't understand. What's happening? How did we get there?
Me, Carla, and Shaquan was hostage in the house with the 2 gunmen. Shantara and her kids, they were ringing the doorbell and knocking. So they made me open the door. When I opened the door, I just started screaming, telling them to run, and I ran. They were shooting me as well. And by the time I looked back, nobody was behind me.
Yes. Part, it was drug dealer and construction worker, but he did that too, yes.
But he didn't go to jail for doing construction work.
No.
No, he went to jail for
Right.
what? For selling drugs.
Yes.
Is it a shock to you that Miss Ann would then end up with a man who's selling drugs?
Or running from them. I should have, you know, stayed like Carla did and shielded my children.
You ran from your children?
Yes, when Ann opened the door and she said, Tara, they're trying to rob us, let's run. So I ran and left my children on the porch. What do you mean guilt?
It feels to me like a punishment or a penance. How did that happen for you?
I don't know, you know, following my sister.
Y'all ready to do some healing work? Because I'm not clear that y'all ever have a complete conversation about anything. So what does that mean to you?
The life that I lived, living a stripper life, dealing with people who was in the streets selling drugs.
Do you think your street life contributed to the breakdown between you and your sister?
My street life is a result of things happening which caused the breakdown between me and my sister.
Talk to me about that influence on your life. How about if my sister does it, it's okay?
So my sister did it, I thought it was, I mean, she was my superwoman for a long time.
And in the midst of this, there's a young man who's traumatized. Little boy, 4 years old, gets shot. Didn't you went back to this man?
Yeah, we didn't break up.
The dude she was with that caused all this to happen. And then after it happened, he does what? Nothing? Tell her how that makes you feel.
That, to me, that bothers me because we was at your castle. If it was my castle, I would have retaliated.
What you was gonna do? Like, who am I? I'm not Scarface. What, I'm gonna go get some guns and just go find these strangers? Them dudes locked up now, thinking twice about what they did to somebody else's family. We can't think about eye for eye, tooth for tooth. We've been to hell. I wanna go to heaven.
Morning, Miss Ann.
Iyanla spoke with everyone to have the family acknowledge all of their decisions and how it impacted others around them. The mother acknowledging that she put her two daughters in a situation where they were witnessing a man be a drug dealer, witnessing a man go to prison, and then having the domino effect of who they dated and who they introduced into their lives, now putting their family and their children at risk. Once they all acknowledge those things, they apologize to one another, they agree to move forward, but also they have to answer the questions that Tony had. They never really went fully into detail about why he got shot and the who's and the whys. So they explained to him that the group that was looking for Anne's boyfriend ended up putting the family in danger by having the home invasion. He never knew that his grandmother was involved and her husband was a drug dealer. So it was a lot of reflection on who he was. Actually, Shantara also admits that they need to have family counseling when it comes to trauma. And Iyanla says, yes, this is what you need. Having this session is good, but going further with traumatic psychological assistance is necessary. And that is the end of the episode. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope that you appreciate the editing and everything that goes into this video. I am not getting any money from monetization from this video. All of the footage belongs to the OWN network. I just thought it was very important for everyone to see such an amazing show with an amazing message. Any monetization or commercials that you see, profits go to the OWN network. What I noticed from this episode, what I thought was very beautiful, is Tony is saying that he's taking charge of his life and his future, and he's breaking the molds of everything that happened to him. And even though he's verbally saying that, it's going to take a lot of counseling. It's going to take a lot of traumatic psychological help in order to get him through this process. What makes each episode beautiful is when all of the participants are open and willing to make changes, to notice their responsibilities and everything that happened. That is when Iyanla can really step in and her team to do the work to help people to begin their journey when it comes to healing. I notice a lot in the comments that sometimes people will say, well, Iyanla's not doing anything. This is not helping anything. But you have to understand this show with Iyanla and her team, she's helping them to understand the matter clearly, where certain feelings and issues are coming from, and giving them the tools after they leave to begin that process. So it's really helpful when someone that's on the outside looking in, and you have a team of psychologists, life coaches, all on her staff. This makes the show wonderful. What also makes the show wonderful is Iyanla is not doing the healing process in order to get profits, looking at it in, we want participants to behave crazy, get them in a fight. They make sure that everybody is in this safe zone of speaking. And whenever there is a situation that's out of control, they make sure to cut that off and to make sure that the true purpose of their being there is for healing and to begin that process. Remember, people write into the show. They don't go looking for people. People write in with the expectations, wanting Iyanla and her team to help them with the healing process. What was also amazing from this episode is everybody in the family realized that it's about repeating what they've grown up to see. Even if an episode doesn't apply to you, I always see the episodes as classes, behaviors to look for or identify, and things that you shouldn't do, which is judging other people critiquing their life. Oh, that mama did this, and oh, that brother did that, and I can't believe this. When somebody could, from the outside looking in, could say the same thing about certain issues in your family. Be blessed and be happy that you have not been able to go through such traumatic experiences, if you are saying that, and be grateful that you were in an environment that was safe. If you weren't privileged to grow up in a certain way, I love these episodes because it allows you to say, oh wow, I didn't notice that was going on in my family. Maybe I need to seek counseling to break these habits in order to get my family back on the right track. It was really, really sad that this family had to go through such a traumatic event, but Iyanla wanted to say to them, this wasn't some random act of something that wasn't a cause and effect of their lifestyle. When you accept the responsibilities of why you were in that situation, it kind of lets you know that these are habits and these are things that can't continue, because we are putting ourselves in pits of danger. Them acknowledging that it's traumatic, them acknowledging that they have each other and they must move forward, is the only way to begin their journey. And the fact that they're all locked in and moving on together makes this episode beautiful. Let me know what you think. Subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss any posts. Please put your comments down below. And remember, we can all agree to disagree. Please try to stay respectable in the comments. Make sure you check out those playlists and most recent videos that have been posted. Until next time, I'll see you. Bye.